Welcome to Live on Central Grand Coffee Talk. I'm here with Keisha and Dr. Brenda Combs and myself, Jeffrey Lassos Ferns. We are going to take a walk and talk a little bit about Finding My Shoes Foundation's next event, Live on Central. I'm going to pan up, and here is Keisha and Brenda.
Hi.
Brenda, why don't you tell us about our next event here at Live on Central?
Okay, well, our next event is scheduled for June the 4th. Here at Live on Central. The address is 701 North Central, downtown Phoenix. It's going to go from 11 to 2 o'clock. And what we're going to be doing at this event is collecting shoes and water. That we're going to then go down to the 7th Avenue Bridge area, and we're going to pass out shoes and water to our neighbors and friends who are displaced and homeless. And one of the reasons, Keisha, that we're doing this is because I think you know that I was homeless.
Yes.
So I was homeless for 10 years, and I used to live underneath the 7th Avenue Bridge.
Wow.
Well, my life took a dramatic turn when I woke up one day. It was 115 degrees outside, and someone had stolen the shoes off of my feet.
Wow.
So I was in turn forced to walk down an alley just like this with no shoes on in 115 degree heat.
Oh my goodness.
And you know, right now I don't know what the temperature is, but it's rather warm, and I know you couldn't imagine taking your shoes off,
absolutely not.
throwing them away,
Absolutely
and
not.
just walking down this pavement, you know, that's not only hot, and there's rocks and there's broken glass. And at the time when I was homeless, walking down that alley, it was filled with syringes and condoms, and I mean, it was just really unsafe, unhealthy.
Unsanitary.
Now, Dr. Combs, you
Unsanitary.
shared some statistics with me earlier about, which I don't think a lot of people know, regarding hospitalization and death of homeless here in Maricopa County. Can you share some of that with us?
Yes, every year in Arizona, over 2,000 people end up in the emergency room due to heat-related illnesses, heat stroke, or dehydration. And over the course of a couple of summers, I read online, I think it was the Arizona Department of Public Health, that 1,500 Arizonans had died due to dehydration and heat-related illnesses. And this just shouldn't happen. Yes,
No, it
we live in
shouldn't.
the desert. Yes, it's hot out here. But we have enough resources, and I'm sure people in our community who are more
Yes.
than willing to give water and shoes to help people who are in need. You shouldn't have to die from a lack of water.
Or shoes.
Or shoes
Yeah.
in America, in Phoenix,
I agree.
in 2016. It just
Absolutely
shouldn't
not.
happen.
And what sort of, for somebody who wants to donate shoes, what sort of shoes are we looking for? What's
The preference is tennis shoes, sneakers. That is the preference. But we'll also take flip-flops as well, or sandals.
Sandals, yeah.
The bottom line is that we need a sturdy shoe
yeah.
that's going to provide comfort and safety. The tennis shoes, of course, by far the best, but flip-flops will take as well. When I was homeless, I wore a lot of flip-flops, and I wore Converse because someone had came down to the 7th Avenue Bridge and they were passing out shoes.
Oh.
And I ended up with an old ratty pair of
I
Converse.
love me some Converse.
Me too. But they protected my feet from the elements. And not having shoes as a homeless person, you really are a sitting target, because in 115 degree heat, even in 90 degree heat,
Yes.
with no shoes on, you can't walk to the shelter, you can't get to the police, you can't get to the clinic, you can't get to the soup kitchen, you can't really protect yourself.
Right.
Because the
You can't
pavement
even
is
take
so
off
hot.
running
Yeah, you
if
can't.
you need to, yeah.
Yeah, so you're virtually a victim, and what we want to do is provide people with an opportunity in the community to be an example of love and service to our friends and neighbors who are displaced, who are homeless, by providing them with a pair of tennis shoes or flip-flops. And we'll have several drop-off locations, but Live on Central continues to be so gracious in allowing us to host these events here at Live on Central, and also where you can drop the shoes and the water off as well.
Now, tell us a little bit about the last event that we just had here. Can you share some feedback on how that event went?
Yes. So the last event was a community service event where we provided hygiene kits, along with snacks, fruit, water, chapstick, deodorant, lotion, shampoo, toothbrush, toothpaste, granola bars, socks, feminine hygiene products, and we were able to make over 150 hygiene kits that we were then able to take down to the 7th Avenue Bridge area and by St. Vincent de Paul and Andre House and pass these out to people who were desperately in need. It was a phenomenal event for the volunteers. For some of them didn't even know that this area of town even existed.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, some of them had never been in downtown Phoenix in that area underneath the 7th Avenue Bridge. And it was a great experience for them and an opportunity for them to give back to their community. But it was also another opportunity for us to show love and compassion to those who are displaced and homeless.
One of the things that really took me also during the setup and stuff was how many families were there, how many parents brought their children to have that experience and stuff.
That was phenomenal. My son, he does a lot of community service events with me, and so some of the volunteers brought their children. I mean, we had, I think the youngest was 4 or 5 years old, and we had people as old as in their 70s, I believe, our oldest volunteer. And
That's
it was
beautiful.
It was an amazing time. We were able to put these kits together inside a nice air-conditioned building, and then we caravanned all the way down to the 7th Avenue Bridge so that we could all participate. And I think it was a really life learning experience for those who had never done that before or who had ever had that experience. It was a phenomenal event, very successful.
So where can they find more information about this next event coming up?
So the next event, I will be posting this information on Dr. Brenda Combs' Facebook page, on the Finding My Shoes Facebook page, on my website, brendacombs.com. I'll be uploading information on Twitter, on Instagram, on all social media, and I'm sure Jeffrey will also share the same information on Live on Central. If you have any questions, if you don't want to participate but you want to donate, just contact me. Finding My Shoes is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, so we take all donations. Our preference, of course, would be shoes, flip-flops, and water.
And what size shoes are
Shoes, anything from 7s to as large as you got.
Right.
Including children's shoes.
We take children's shoes as well because there are children that are down underneath the 7th Avenue Bridge that are also homeless. So we take men's and women's, and of course with the tennis shoes, a lot of them are universal. So
Yes.
it doesn't matter if it's male or female, if you will, but we'll take all kinds. So.
Well, thank you, Dr. Brenda Combs and Keisha, for tuning in with us today. We're going to push this out, and for those of you watching this, it'd be really wonderful if you could push it out as well, because we're gearing up for our next community service project here with Finding My Shoes Foundation Live on Central. You can find us live on Central, or you can Grand Coffee Talk, over and out, and let's go back to finding our shoes.